KZUC LP Edmond.
Your station, 99.3.
Celebrating 125 years of excellence at UCO.
You play the best music.
You can't get it anywhere else.
UCO's best mix.
New Central Radio.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Matt Wallen Show on 99.3 U Central Radio. It is Monday, February 22nd, and guys, we've almost reached a full month being on air.
That's good. It doesn't feel like it's been
It really
that long.
hasn't. How was y'all's weekends? I'm being joined, though, with Brad, J-Ro, and Ike Wilcox.
The real deal.
The real deal.
We in here.
Okay. How was y'all's weekend, guys?
Aside from the Thunder, it was good. We'll get into that. But
Yeah, that's what this show's mainly going to be about.
just a lot of analysis. We'll call it analysis, some complaining. I'm sure everybody wants to do that today after the weekend they had.
We will back our complaining with stats.
With stats, facts, observations.
I like that.
It's going to be
stats, facts, and observations.
It's going to be real.
Okay, Ike, how about you? How was your weekend?
Weekend was pretty good. Watched a lot of sports, worked, and slept all weekend. Visited a cousin who came into town, so that was pretty cool.
Well, sounds like a fun weekend. I'm glad y'all mentioned the Thunder, Brad, because, Ike, you talked about resting this weekend. The Thunder, I think, ruined some people's weekend.
Agreed.
It is just a basketball game. It really is. But at the same time, I noticed after watching the game, I wasn't able to continue my Sunday ritual.
I agree.
On Sundays, personally for me, what I like to do, I like to observe the Sabbath. It's a day of rest for me.
Mm-hmm.
Go to church in the morning, go out, have a nice family lunch, and then usually I take a nap. I like to get my rest in for the day.
Sounds nice.
I understand some people have to work and have their own
like
thing
me.
they have to do.
Yeah.
But I like to take a day of rest. Thunder play at what, 3
o'clock.
3 o'clock
3 to
after.
6 or so.
Yeah. So I was like, I'll stay. I'll take my nap after the Thunder game. Be a little later in the day, but just maybe in an hour. I was so upset I couldn't even take that nap.
Boy, was fuming. No, I agree. And
we were texting, all of us during the game.
We were all texting and just complaining about everything. And, rightfully so. They just looked horrible. And let me tell you, I'm the exact opposite on Sundays. I have to go wait tables in the morning. I come home. I pretty much do homework for the rest of the night. I go to church in the evening if I can, if my workload will allow it. And after the game, I couldn't even concentrate on my workload. Like, you couldn't, take a nap. I couldn't concentrate on the things that I needed to do.
You had it worse than I did, okay.
See, so either way, you are not happy if you have a vested interest in the Thunder. If you're a fan or if you like watching them, it was ugly. And I went to the Pacers game Friday, and I can talk a little bit about that. But they looked ugly all weekend.
Okay,
so
we'll do that.
What about you, Ike?
I guess I'm the only person that realizes that when LeBron James plays the Thunder, we're probably going to lose. So when we lost to the Pacers Friday, I was like, well, crud. Now we're going to lose probably.
We're going to go 0-2 for the weekend.
I'm that guy that, kind of is a realist about when LeBron James is playing us. It just seems like
he is 19-8 all time versus the Thunder.
So you see what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't believe that we can really beat LeBron, if that's nice to say. I don't know. Like, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but
I did not see the line for the game personally, but I saw someone on Twitter calling out that the Cavs were an underdog and saying that that's easy money.
I think it was like 2 points.
Oh yeah.
That's really easy. And the thing I noticed, guys, when I watched the game is the lack of effort on defense is ridiculous. LeBron went into the paint. It was a fast break against Steven Adams and Kevin Durant. And I got to call out KD here, man. Like, LeBron went right around Adams like you'd expect him to, but KD has position where he can go up, he can challenge a shot, maybe block it. The man is 6'11" with a 7'3" wingspan. He just lets him go by. Bucket for the Cavs. They just keep things rolling. And it's a common theme. It's when the leaders of your team are playing like that, what do you think the role player is going to do? They're not going to go out there and bust their behinds and try to get after it on D. It's from the top down. These guys just aren't given the effort they need to. I saw guys trotting up and down the court. I know it's Sunday, but y'all get paid millions of dollars to play basketball. and we haven't even got to Deion Waiters yet, but I'll let it slide for now.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
But what have I been saying primarily this whole season? I said the defense. And people are like, last night I was talking to like 3 of my cousins, and they were like, man, since when did they stop playing D? Like, geez. I'm like, what are you talking about? I've been preaching this all season. Wake up, everybody. They can't play D. And that's something that's something that we need to fix. I was like, people are all wanting players that can shoot. I'm like, okay, technically we have scores. And it'd be good if we can get a two-way guard that can score and defend. But what is our biggest problem right now for some reason? For some apparent reason, and it shouldn't be a problem because I believe that all defense is hustle. You should be able to defend no matter what. It's not a jump shot where you have to work on or something. I mean, obviously there's different types of defenses within like the shell and knowing how to hedge and go over screens and stuff. But that if you're in the NBA and you don't know that by now, why are you in the NBA? That's my rant. It's the defense.
I'm just enjoying you and all the motions you're doing in here. You're ready to go. You're ready. He's ready to D up.
I think we're all ready for this.
He's about to D you up, Brad, over there for the mic. He's going to steal the mic.
He could, man. I think any one of us, if we were given starters minutes, could at least score in the double digits against the Thunder. So before we get on the Cavaliers game, which is what everybody wants to hear about, what we all want to talk about, let me talk about I went to the Pacers game on Friday night. And
first-hand experience.
Yes,
how bad the defense was,
and not just the defense, the whole team. They looked sloppy. They kept. Steven Adams did his best Kendrick Perkins impersonation the whole game. They kept throwing it to him in the lane. He would fumble it out of bounds or fumble it off his legs, and it was just ugly stuff. And they looked so out of sync and so bad, so ugly. And I'm starting to think like people try to call them contenders. I don't think they're contenders this year, not at all. They're not sharp. They look so bad, and something is different from this team in years past. They're not fun to watch anymore.
But
they're not having fun? I don't think.
Let's put it this way: the reason that people think that they are contenders is because of the talent they have,
Westbrook and Durant.
Not necessarily the talent that they have, but the money that they're paying for the talent.
I agree.
Would you agree with that?
They're the second payroll. We talked about that last show. Second in payroll.
Another reason is why people nationally think that we're contenders is because people really don't watch us. They know of Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, 2 of the best players in the league. Yep. And they see our record that isn't horrible. But if you are a Thunder fan and you watch them every night and you see what really goes on, you can't think that we're going to contend with San Antonio and Golden State. Now, people who don't watch us every night, of course, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, they have Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. And look at their record. Their record's not that bad. I mean, look, they got over 40 wins. You know what I mean?
Okay, gentlemen, from our perspective, we can sit there. We're fans, but we can look at this not through a fan's perspective.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. I think for fans, they think, okay, it's one game. This can be turned around. I'm saying right now, it cannot be turned around this season.
I agree. And here's the thing that irritates me. I don't know if you guys will agree with this, but especially around this area, if you criticize a team and you're a fan, people say, oh, you're not a real fan because you're criticizing them. Like, no, I'm passionate about them because I'm a fan, and I'm so frustrated that I'm criticizing them. And that irritates me so much. Do you guys agree with that? I mean, it's something, especially around this area, is really bad.
I'd rather you, as a fan of the Thunder, to say what is wrong with the team instead of just hopping on San Antonio and Golden State's bandwagon. I really would rather that.
I agree.
You know what I mean? I want somebody who is passionate like we are right now, talking about what is wrong with the team and how they should fix it. And like we're trying to look and see what aren't we seeing here? Like obviously something's wrong. Why can't upper management do something?
We're going to get into this in the next block, but for me, it comes down to an ego, and we'll talk about it in a second.
We will talk
after we come back from break. But before we go to break, any positives from the game you saw? Any of the 2 games this weekend? Any positives at all?
From the Pacers game, Westbrook had 18 assists. He shot 5 of 15, but he had 18 assists. I don't know how many assists he had yesterday, but that was probably
he had 10.
So that's probably the only good thing.
I thought the board was he needed a rebound. That was it.
Okay, so Westbrook is passing the ball well, but other than that, There's literally nothing else I can think of. Ike, you got anything?
Russell is still jamming the ball as hard as he can.
That was a good dunk.
Yes, I don't know.
That was a good dunk.
It seems like it's Russell. 2 years ago, everybody was blaming Russell, but it seems like Russell is the one that's at least trying, I guess, in a sense.
He might be our best player now.
He might be our best player.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll debate that more after the break. You're listening to the Matt Wallen Show on 99.3 U Central Radio. Welcome back to the show. It's 12:17 on a Monday, and we're talking a little Thunder basketball here on the Matt Wallen Show on 99.3 U Central Radio. Guys, before we went to break, we talked about that we were going to talk about the problem with the Thunder. We've talked about the defense being the main problem, but we all believe that there's a problem in the organization. Agree?
Agreed.
Agree. And a lot of people aren't going to like to hear this because they like the person as a person. He is a good guy. Would you not agree?
Oh, I totally agree.
What he's done for the city
and very just the way he's passionate about Oklahoma City, the way his vision and everything. Let's just come out and say it. Sam Presti.
He has too much.
Because Ike's like, who are y'all talking about?
Ike, we talked about this.
I'm sure there are people out there listening, like, who are they going to say? Who are they talking about? It's Sam Presti. I mean, the way
he has too much of an ego.
The way I think I'm gonna write a column about this in the Vista. Just the ego and just the way he's built this team is obviously not working. You know, bringing in these young guys that are still figuring it out. You know, it's not working to put a team around KD and Russell. You know, we went to the finals in 2012. It's now 2016. You know, like it or not, excuses, injuries, whatever you want to say, they have failed to put championship pieces around those two players. I mean, it's just a fact. Even if they had been healthy last year, I don't think they would have made it to the finals. They would have got beat either by, if it wasn't San Antonio, it would have been Golden State, in my opinion. You know, as optimistic as we like to be. It makes no sense. The pieces they put around them, I think they could have done a much better job. For me, the biggest difference between, I think we'd all agree that Oklahoma City is still a top 5 team, right?
Yeah.
Ish, top 5 team. But I think it goes Golden State, then San Antonio, and Cleveland about the same. And then Oklahoma City is like a distant 4th, if that. Would you all agree with that?
I would say they're not even 4.
Yeah, we still live.
Who would you put it for? Clippers or Toronto?
Clippers or Toronto. I think Clippers are going to, once Blake gets back, they're going to turn it around.
Yeah. But
at this point, it would not surprise me if the Thunder are not the 3 seed at the end of the season.
I agree with that now. But especially with the schedule they got coming up. But back to my point, they are not on the level as those top 3 teams. I think one of those 3 teams is darn near a lock, pretty much a lock to win the championship. And you know what the difference is? They have veteran
bench.
They have not just the bench, but like role players who are veterans and know what they're doing. They don't have Andre Robertson trying to figure out how to shoot. They don't have Enes Kanter trying to figure out how to play defense. They don't have Dion Waiters trying to figure out how to dribble a basketball or do anything on a court. They have guys you know what you're going to get out of them pretty much every given game who have been there. They know the intricacies and the nuances of the game. They understand what they need to contribute to the team. They're veterans.
When I look at the Thunder and what Sam Presti wants to do, I see a man with a vision. The problem with his vision is to have his vision, you have to already win a championship.
I agree.
In my personal opinion,
well,
because he's looked at what has happened with teams that have been great.
Yes.
They get to a point with age and they have to rebuild. Look at what happened with Boston. Boston won a championship.
Mm-hmm.
They got back the next year. They did not win.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but eventually they had to ship all the pieces off,
mm-hmm.
and then they had to rebuild. The problem that the problem that Presti was trying to correct was he was trying to stay young always so they would never have to rebuild.
Yes.
The problem with that is you have to get to that championship level before you can ever think about doing that.
You hit the nail on the head. And to your point, you have to respect, you have to not be arrogant and have that ego thinking you have this vision that nobody's ever thought of. You have to, Presty, you don't think anybody else has tried this before? Like, look at the history of the game and respect it. Young teams don't win championships, period. They just don't.
What would you say about Golden State then?
The Golden State had veterans. David Lee is an older player. So is Iguodala is an older player. He was the Finals MVP, right? He's a veteran.
Yeah, okay. That's a good point.
And who else? So they have veterans laden throughout that team. Who does the Thunder have getting significant, constant minutes that's a veteran? Other than the big three, but they're all like, what, 26, 27, so they're not really veterans who have been there, done that before. See what I'm saying?
See,
I don't think it's a coincidence that the Thunder's bench in 2012 was better, better suited to this team with veterans. Derek Fisher, Nazir Muhammad, and we went to the finals. And
do
of course
you
Harden.
think that Presti can change?
I don't think so.
I don't either.
I don't.
Here's my problem. I am sick and tired of trying to be the Spurs. They are a great basketball team. But look at the Lakers. Look at Boston. Look at the Heat. Look at the Cavs now. Do they try to be San Antonio? No, they all have their own identity.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You cannot try to be a different team. San Antonio doesn't try to be a different team. Boston doesn't try to be San Antonio. They all play their own style of ball. And for the Thunder, they have to figure out what that is. Yes, they are a great small market team.
That's what I was going to say, yeah.
But you cannot just focus in on trying to replicate their success because it's not going to work.
Yeah. You got to find your own way. But now, the clock is ticking. Like, you can't just... You can't try to do that now necessarily. You just kind of roll with what you got. And the thing about Presti, again, is why are we hiring a head coach who has never coached in the NBA before the year that KD is going to be a free agent? That was a huge gamble, and so far it hasn't really paid off. Scott Brooks, the coach of this team, probably would have had about the same record. I don't see any huge changes like, whoa, this guy's amazing.
They might play better defense.
Yeah, they probably would have played better defense. They might actually have a better record. But
offense would still be a little.
Brooks' record against the Eastern Conference was amazing.
Well,
we have like a 500 record against the Eastern Conference.
That is a true statement. I will give you that.
Gosh, what I was going to say.
I want to hear your thoughts on it. You've been kind of silent.
Like you said, it's a gamble. I don't like to blame upper management a lot just because of a standpoint when I was a player, and if I didn't do something wrong, I hated when people would dog my coach when it was literally me, playing the game. They can do as much, and it's a gamble, and they can do as much as they can. They can sign this guy, sign that guy, and you don't know exactly what you're getting out of it, but if you look at somebody's resume and you think that they could fit in this squad, then go for it. You know what I mean? I hate blaming him, but
would you not agree some of the moves he made are more than questionable?
Yeah. I feel like he is not as good of a trader as he is a drafter. You know what I'm saying? He can
I think
draft,
we all agree with that.
But trading, I kind of sometimes I raise my eyebrow like, what was that? Or who? Really? You think that would fit the mold to this Oklahoma City squad? Oh, well, I guess I just got to trust him. And then obviously with his record, we've been kind of unsuccessful with it. So
I think the problem is this. If you look at this, you think, well, they have been pretty successful. They make the playoffs. They're not drafting low or drafting high. However you want to. You don't have a high draft pick.
Successful in the sense of after we lost the finals against LeBron James, we were supposed to be that Utah Jazz type team to keep on keeping on challenging LeBron, and then we let
I got a problem with that because Utah never won.
Well, no. Well, yeah, exactly. Utah never won, but we were supposed to be the team to keep competing with LeBron, and then we let the veterans from San Antonio take our spot, and then now Golden State. Yes. So successful in the sense of, we make the playoffs. Yeah, we get multiple All-Stars in the All-Star games. Yes, we win games. Yes, we have great records and everything. But the success, especially in the state of Oklahoma, where if you want to start winning and making championships and being successful and think that all of a sudden you just can't do that anymore, people are going to have a problem. think about it. Think about our college football teams here. You know, we have a lot of history and a lot of, you know, if you want to be good and you want to be at that level where the best are at, you better be prepared to stay there. That's basically where I'm getting from successful and unsuccessful. We haven't been successful at like being consistent and being a championship ready squad.
But who does that fall on?
It falls on Presti. I think the biggest.
That's my thing. I'm still trying to get at.
But like nobody wants to call him out, and it's the weirdest thing. Because
go ahead and say what it is.
Yeah, the biggest thing to Ike's point is Golden State is what we should have been.
Oh, we could have been Golden State before Golden State, and we've said that on this show before. Times,
could have gone to small ball, could have done anything. I mean, and a big thing with Presti is who's really running the show here. Because I told you guys this yesterday, personality-wise and philosophy-wise, I don't feel like Scott Brooks and Billy Donovan could be any different. You know, I feel like Scott Brooks is more of an emotional guy, more of like a passion guy, whereas Billy Donovan's very analytical, very, you know, facts, logic, that sort of thing. Yet we see the same patterns of thinking in the rotations of, you know, playing Roberson and playing Singler and all these guys, and it's just like, who's really pulling the strings here?
I like it how you described in the text yesterday as they're all just a puppet.
It might be harsh, but I mean, isn't it weird that Presti goes out, he hires this guy who's a great college coach, never coached in the NBA, but he doesn't interview anybody else? Just goes out and gets his guy because he thinks, well, I'm Sam Presti, I know what's best, and Presti they trust, so I'm gonna do my thing, and we're gonna win my way. Or if we don't, hey, you know, it's just like an ego thing to me.
I agree, and we'll discuss this more because we're gonna have our Thunder chopping block. We talked about it in our tweet that we put out yesterday. We're going to rank in order who's going on the chopping block in what order and what we need to fix. But we'll take a quick break and we'll be back. You're listening to the Matt Wallen Show on 99.3 U Central Radio. Welcome back to the Matt Wallen Show. It's 12:32, and guys, it is time to discuss our Thunder chopping block.
We're ready.
We're ready? Okay, first name. I think we all agree. Presti.
Yep, we talked about it all day. You know, it's time for him to get some criticism. Whether it's maybe not just fire the guy because he's done an amazing job drafting, but with free agency and trades and contracts, I mean, it's...
Well, if you're honest, more of the GM role is just more than drafting. So, yes.
I agree.
I mean, everyone's going to agree with that point. So, if you're... Ike, go ahead. You're making face. What do you think?
No, he's okay for now.
Okay, he's okay.
He's thinking.
So I think gots to go. Okay, who's number 2?
Billy Donovan, because
that's also who I have.
He hasn't brought anything to the table.
Step? You agree?
Yeah.
You agree?
Ike agrees.
Ike agrees. Ike's making faces.
We don't have a third microphone, so
I know it's kind of rough. Let's see. Let me pull up the list.
Oh, I got my number 3.
Oh, who's number 3?
Dion Waiters.
Waiters?
Yes, brings nothing, and I think
got Dion as well.
I think Waiters might actually be worse than Singler because Singler, I think, knows that he's not good. I think Waiters legitimately thinks that he could be like a star. No, that's not happening.
I just want to know what happened when Presti offered Singler $5 million a year. I want to know the look on Kyle Singler's face because, like you said, he has to know.
That's one of those things. Hey, where's your pen? Like, let me sign this before you change your mind. Trust me.
Do you want this in blood? Because
it's just another thing, man. It's just like with the Perkins deal. Like, why are you giving this dude such a big contract after like almost nothing? Like, who is beating down Kyle Singler's door? Like,
no one.
I gotta have Kyle Singler, man. Like, I just can't wait. Like,
the only one knocking on his door is probably all the phone calls he gets from Duke asking him to donate money back to the university.
Yeah, probably. I just can't believe. Like, I remember hearing teams were interested, and I was like, oh, really? Okay, well, it's one of those things. I could take it or leave it. You know, if he stays or leaves, it's fine. But I guess Presti was like, oh man, we got to lock this guy up. Like 5 years, half a decade for
$5 million,
half a decade for like 30% shooting. Okay, cool.
Oh, 30% shooting,
something like that.
That I think that might be a little generous.
Whatever it is, it's not good. And running around fouling people and okay, oh yeah, Singler's right there with Dion as chopping block.
Okay,
But we're stuck with him with that contract, so that's awesome. That's great. That's beautiful.
Hey, there has to be an idiot around there that will take him. There are some idiots around there. That's what came to my mind.
Sacramento, maybe Brooklyn. Well,
Brooklyn.
Maybe they've learned the lesson with bad long-term contracts. Brooklyn probably wouldn't. They probably wouldn't bite anymore.
You don't think Brooklyn would sign him like Joe Johnson?
You would hope that they learned their lesson by now. If they haven't learned that lesson by now, they should just be disbanded and give somebody else a team.
Okay, since Brooklyn got brought up and I mentioned Joe Johnson, I looked this up today. You know how much he's made in the NBA?
A lot. Probably like $150 million.
Oh no, he is like less than $2 million away from making over $200 million.
Wow.
In the NBA.
Oh my goodness.
Let that sink in.
And he's like the most okay star ever. Like he was never like Joe Johnson. Wow.
Would you still use the word star?
Not now, but like let's be fair, mid to late 2000s, he was pretty good, but he was never like, wow, LeBron, Joe Johnson, they're gonna take over this league. Like you were never like, man, Joe Johnson, he was
with Atlanta, right?
Atlanta, Phoenix. Yeah, Atlanta before Brooklyn, and it was Phoenix before that.
Because when he was in Atlanta, it was him and Smith.
Yeah, and then Atlanta gave him that ridiculous contract that he still has, I think. And Brooklyn took it on. Remember, Brooklyn assembled Brooke Lopez and Joe Johnson, Paul Pierce, Darren Williams,
and Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, and thought that they're gonna be awesome.
Oh, remember? Yeah. Hey, don't get me wrong. I thought the Nets might beat the Cavs.
Or the Heat, you mean?
Yeah, meant the Heat. LeBron was there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they definitely probably beat the Cavs then.
Oh yeah.
Who is there? Anyone else on the chopping block? I mean, I joked the other day. Throw the camera guy as well. We got to change something up.
Who?
The camera guy. Just throw. We're chopping people left and right here.
Cameron Payne?
No, not the camera guy. The guy holding the camera.
Oh, okay.
No, I want Payne.
Okay, I was like, man, Payne's
good.
He was a good pick. I think for me, he's not there yet, but Kanter, he's got to.
I can see that.
He's got to produce more, not only on defense, but if we're paying you a max contract, man, you got to do more than 5 points and 4 rebounds than we got yesterday. I know he only played 18 minutes, but I mean, Kendrick Perkins could have given us that. Mitch McGary could do that. The poor guy didn't even get to play. So, Ike, you got anything to add here?
Is Serge Ibaka not making you guys kind of angry?
No. Ibaka is on mine.
Talk to this guy right here.
Ibaka is on mine, and this will upset some people because let me go ahead and point this out. I upset a person that I know closely to me. She came up, talked to me yesterday at church, and she's like a second mom to me. And she goes, "You're not one of those ones that wants to trade Serge Ibaka, are you?" And I was
man.
"Oh, yes, I am."
She just like Ike just now, just opened up a big old can of worms.
She basically is like, "You're dead to me."
You've been trying to trade Ibaka for like a month now.
She didn't say those exact words, but she's like, my feelings for you have basically changed. Ibaka does nothing for me. He doesn't rebound well. Okay. His on-ball defense is atrocious. I don't even know if that's a word, but it is so awful.
Atrocious?
I think he said nosotros.
I said something.
Nasty, atrocious. Just so bad.
So bad. I would prefer to have Brad at Brad's height. Play down low.
The little things.
I can do it.
You would play better defense than Ibaka.
The little things really tick me off about Ibaka. Like, he can't catch the ball. Have you noticed that? Like, yes. He can't catch a ball. Yes. He like you said, he jumps on
I'm
every
overheating
pump
over here.
He jumps on every pump fake. That's why, I mean, obviously he can get blocks, but yeah, when you're going up for every pump fake, you're going to get at least 3 blocks. You know what I mean?
How much better of a team would the Thunder be if players were allowed to wear gloves like in the NFL? Serge Ibaka, Steven Adams, and even Kanter at times can't catch passes to save their lives. Their hands are like as big as my head. They cannot catch a basketball. I know those balls are traveling fast, but man, you're making millions of dollars. You got to be able to catch that ball and just put it in, man. Like,
okay. Oh my God. Let's add this as well, because Brad, this was something that we talked about yesterday that bothers us as well. No one stays at home. Help side defense is the worst thing that has happened to this basketball team. Is everyone feels like they have to shift over and cover. Stay with your man and switch on screens. Are we not athletic enough where we can't switch on a screen?
Oh, it's It's so bad. And going back to the Pacers game on Friday, guys, I counted 5 or 6 wide open three-pointers for the Pacers. I know the Pacers are on a great three-pointing shooting team, but this is the NBA. I'm talking guys, they missed the rotation. They over pursued, like you were talking about.
So upset you're throwing stuff in here now.
I just threw Ike's water bottle.
I know, right?
But they're over pursuing, and they left guys wide open to where they were going to run out, and they're like, well, we'll just let them shoot it. That's how wide open they were. The guy had time to set up, dribble it, and like take a shot. It got to set it for like 5 seconds. And that's why I don't understand the narrative locally where they said, oh, well, the Thunder let this game slip. They should have beat the Pacers. They dominated the game. They did not dominate that game at all. It was one of the ugliest games I've ever seen the Thunder play. The Pacers missed like 10 free throws, and they were missing wide open three-pointers. If they would have made those shots and made their free throws, they probably would have blown us out. We looked awful. But like you were saying, the defense, we could spend a whole show talking about the Thunder defense. It's awful.
I just want you to stay at home. You are athletic enough that you can stay with your person. And there are so many times where Kevin is guarding someone and the guy drives Kevin the hole. Kevin, with his wingspan, can contest a shot. There's no reason for Ibaka to try to go over and get a block on it, because this is what happens. Ibaka misses it, and then he leaves his guy wide open. It's an easy putback.
Oh, exactly. And I've seen that so much. It
drives me up the wall, along with the fact that Westbrook did this too the other day. Westbrook gets sucked in, and they leave the guy wide open in the corner.
Yeah.
You cannot do that if you want to win.
Oh, it's ridiculous. And then we talk about switching on screens, but to go under on every single screen. They do that every single time. We wonder why they can't defend the three-point line. It's because they go under. They leave the guy open every single time. It's just like taking candy from a baby. Oh, you're going to go underneath? Fine. I'll just fire up this three-pointer, and odds are I'll probably make it. And if I don't, it was a good shot. That's why the Thunder defense is so bad. It's another big problem. There are just so many things. It's elementary. The fact that they're not one of the worst defensive teams in the NBA is a miracle, and it speaks to their athleticism and their ability. When they have to man up, that's what they do. But you just got to be smarter. They're just not smart on defense. And if we can see it, watching from home, how are they not seeing this in film sessions and in practice? It's ridiculous.
Smart on defense. Where can you acquire the intelligence to be better on defense, or even be a better player? Is it stay a couple years in college and let these teachers, these coaches at the collegiate? I didn't say that, did I? Oh, I'm sorry. That's another topic. I apologize. We here at the Matt Wallen Show, we're just venting. I'm sorry for everything. We're passionate. Like we said, we love the Thunder. We don't hate the Thunder. We hate the way they play, but we love them.
We hate the way the organization's ran as well.
We hate a lot of things, but we only hate because we care.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it is.
Maybe it's because we would do things differently.
Absolutely.
We're not saying that's the right way to do it. And here's another thing. We talked about, you and I said Presti probably needs to go. Or we agree that he needs to go.
If Kevin Durant or Russell Westbrook or both leave, then, absolutely.
I think he needs to go now because it won't fix anything. Nothing he can do will fix this mess.
That's true.
We don't even have a draft pick. Go ahead and think about that trade.
It's like I told you guys yesterday.
What did we give up this draft pick for this year, Brad?
Dion Waiters, the GOAT, the next Harden. Hey, he has a 3 in his jersey, and he takes step back jumpers. He was drafted in the top 5. He's pretty much James Harden. He's James Harden 2.0. I guess that's what they all high-fived in the Thunder war room. We got him. I remember when we gave a first-round pick on Lance Thomas for Waiters, and we thought it was a steal. Who got the better end of that deal, guys? Thomas is shooting 40% from 3. Per 36, his stats are probably much better than Waiters. And that first-round pick, imagine if we had that, maybe if we could throw that in a trade package this year, maybe we could have brought in somebody better than Randy Foye. I'm just spitballing here.
In my opinion, I want a player being my GM, a former NBA player that understands things like this.
Here's the thing. The problem with the Thunder organization is I feel like Presti has all of the say, and he does everything. What about a GM, but a team of people? To your point, you have an NBA player on your staff, like a co-GM or something, assistant GM, that is there. I don't know how the Thunder front office is constructed, but give that guy, instead of giving Presti 95% of the say, give him like 70 and have this assistant have like a lot of pull
No, because
too.
he's still the deciding factor.
Well, maybe have him just be in charge of the draft.
Because once again, remember, with his ego, is he going to accept criticism?
Nope. I mean, that's why the local media can't say anything about this. I mean,
but we don't care, so we say
don't
whatever.
care. Yeah,
we're game changers, the real deals.
Yep. And honestly, does it really matter if they exclude you from their little media whatever circle, because they never tell you anything anyway?
True statement.
Like they're never going to tell you, oh, well, we felt like this player, blah blah blah. They're never going to tell you the truth, and your player interviews are all going to be, yeah, we just got to get better. We just got to do this. Like you could send them a little. Whatever, like fill in the blank thing, and it would be just as good.
And he's mad.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get very many useful quotes.
I agree.
So it's like, just give criticism. Like it's fine. Like everybody gets criticized. Why is the Thunder front office above this? Why is Presti above this?
I agree. Well, we'll go to a quick break, and then we'll come back, discuss some more of this, because it's enough. It eats away at you. It really does.
It does.
Okay. You're listening to the Matt Wallen Show on 99.3 U Central Radio. And welcome back. It's 12:50, and you're listening to the Matt Wallen Show on 99.3 U Central Radio. What's up, guys?
Got some music.
Oh, we got some music still? I knew we should be good. Yeah,
Okay.
see, we're good.
All right, it's fine.
Good
thing I put on my headphones, or you might not have caught it.
It was just a low little music in the background.
Yeah, but this profound knowledge we're spitting today.
It deserves excellence. Okay.
Yeah,
sounds good.
You guys got to come through.
Okay, let's finalize the chopping block real quick. Number 1, Presti. Number 2, Donovan. Number 3, Waiters.
Number 4, Waiters. Number 5, no.
Okay.
Put Waiters on there several times. Singler.
And for Ike and Ike, would you go ahead and put Ibaka on it?
Yeah, I'm putting Ibaka.
I would put Ibaka. And for you, instead of Ibaka, I have a feeling you would put Cantor on it.
Yeah, I would, ultimately.
Ike, would you put Cantor on it as well after Ibaka, or just one of the two?
No, I'm not putting Cantor. Not yet.
Not yet? Not sold?
Not yet.
See, I feel like Cantor has room to improve. Ibaka, I think he's reached his ceiling.
Yeah.
So would you cut him as well?
Yeah, I'll jump on there right now for right now. Yeah.
So
I'm beginning
5.
to see what you guys are saying.
You're beginning to see. You're not
Ibaka.
jumping on the Jeff Green bandwagon, but no.
I will never be on that bandwagon because your nostalgia makes Jeff Green much better than he actually is.
I'm not saying he's the best player in the league. I say
Ibaka is better than him.
Wise, we match up better against Golden State.
In your opinion. But I think Ibaka's better.
I don't think that's an opinion. I think that
you think you think Jeff Green is better than Ibaka
against Golden State? Yes, he would be.
No. I don't think so.
Because
this is between you.
No,
you need somebody.
Ike, go ahead. Give me your thoughts.
You need somebody who can block shots, and Ibaka's the only one who can do it outside of Adams from time to time.
Ike, go ahead. If you agree, you can be honest and agree.
And the size. I'm taking Ibaka over Jeff just because of size. Okay. And then I don't
disagree
really trust.
Though.
I don't. If you want to look at it as if this is a done deal today, you have to actually look at Jeff's health too.
Okay.
Like I don't trust his health as much. I mean, he's doing good. He did good with Memphis and everything. But if Memphis and the Celtics are offering to trade him, I mean, I just can't see why he's that much of an asset.
I think Memphis thinks they got something in Stevenson.
Maybe so. Who knows?
Who knows? We'll just see.
We're getting off topic.
Okay,
I'm going to keep complaining about the Thunder.
Who are you replacing Donovan with then?
One guy I'd like to bring in would be Thibodeau.
And I agree with you on this.
But the biggest thing that we've been talking about is Thibodeau's so abrasive and so hard to get along with. I think that you can't bring him in now because Westbrook and Durant are going to be free agents, and if they don't like Thibodeau, they're going to leave.
Here's my thing, though. If you're getting better and winning cures everything.
I know. I mean, I know that, but how many times have we seen egos get in the way of winning? I mean,
we have one in Oklahoma City.
We saw it here with Harden being shipped off for mostly nothing. So it happens all the time. I'm just saying, whether we like to admit it or not, like NBA superstars can be prima donnas. They can be divas, and if they don't get along with their coach, that's one of the main reasons they leave teams. I mean, I don't feel like NBA players really leave teams; they leave coaches a lot. So, it's if you bring in Thibodeau and they don't get along, you're taking a big gamble. But
anyone else you bring in then, since you think Thibodeau's?
I think he's the clear-cut selection.
Ike has
somebody. But
Ike, go ahead. I agree with Ike's. Ike's doesn't bother me. Go ahead, say it.
Which one was that? Was it?
Who do you want? Used to be Golden State.
Oh, Mark Jackson. Oh, yeah. But then again, I was like, you know what? Mark Jackson couldn't really structure an offense. We'd be in the same boat. So you know who I picked? You know who I picked that we should truly try to get? My boy Brian Scalabrine. I think it's time. I think it's time. You want to talk about a winner, an instructor? I mean, like, come on, bro.
Well, if we're going to go with
Derek Fisher
with bench warmers being popularized by memes, how about Luke Walton?
Luke
Walton, yeah.
No.
Hey, you saw what he did with Golden State. Come on.
Hey.
That was clearly all him. Had nothing to do with Curry.
My heart is still broken after it came out on Twitter that they saw Coach K at the Charlestons in Oklahoma City. I wanted to cry.
Yeah.
Charleston's in Oklahoma City? When is that?
Oh,
this summer.
It was like a big deal this summer. You didn't hear about that?
It was trending.
It was all on local media.
Supposedly spotted in Charleston's.
What was he doing here?
Meeting with the Thunder about the coaching job.
Supposedly meeting with the Thunder, but it was never confirmed or anything like that. And
my heart was literally broken that day.
And another thing, to go back to Thibodeau, guys.
Your text about why he's not leaving?
Yeah.
I know he's not leaving, but I can dream, can't I?
Oh my gosh, guys!
No, I can't.
Back to the Thibodeau thing, though. There was a picture that circled around in the early beginning of this season of Presti and Thibodeau at some cafe, and it was like a real photo. That just happened, like back in August. Did you guys know that? This is. I'm not making this up.
Thibodeau should have got the job. Let's be honest.
I think he would have if, again, Westbrook and Grant weren't free agents. If they had been locked up for several years, bring them in, win a championship, and they'll stay.
Is your problem with Donovan the lack of experience, or that you think he's one of Presti's boys?
Both. The fact that we don't know of them really going after anybody else and just saying, nope, Billy Donovan. They had their blinders on. They just saw Billy Donovan.
I agree.
He's our guy, man. He's our man. And it's just like, why?
He's a good college coach.
He is a good college coach.
Since those 2 national championships, and that was a while.
He didn't really.
Yeah.
He didn't really do anything.
I mean, Calipari's taken over the SEC.
I don't even look at that. I look at the fact he's never coached in the NBA.
I know that really bothers you.
That's the biggest thing for me. I mean, it's totally the dynamics between the players and coach are different. The way the teams are run is totally different. It's a whole new ball game. You know, no pun intended, but it really is. So it's like, what are you thinking about?
We've ranted about this long enough. I got to give ICAST 2.5 minutes for what's going on.
Woo! What's going on?
Okay, I give it to us.
What's going on? Okay, number 1. Former Cav Delonte West seen at a Jack in the Box in the middle of the night. Did you guys hear about that?
Without shoes on?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on whether or not he was intoxicated or not, but they said it says that he was outside barefoot, cloaked in a hospital gown.
Wow.
So what's going on with this guy?
Is it weird that I'm not surprised by this at all?
Yeah.
I mean, it's Delonte.
Yeah.
It's Delonte West. I mean, the guy is not exactly normal. I don't mean to be rude, but
the problem was because his name, it would come up D.West, and it made me always think, oh, David West. Yeah, and then I get my hopes up, and it was Delonte. Yeah.
Yeah, that's. That doesn't really surprise me. It's like, oh man, that's crazy, but I'm not like, whoa, like no way, like.
Okay, what do we got next?
You're gonna hurt me, but the OKC fan telling LeBron to suck it up.
Oh, we didn't talk about it today. You can talk about it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
The OKC fan telling LeBron to suck it up. What do you have to think?
I saw the mayor tweet it out. Way to go, Judy. I wonder if that's her actual name.
Ooh.
I've heard other people say that too. Like, how do you know who that is?
It is.
Who is
like,
that?
Maybe it is.
She looks like a Judy.
She looks like
a Judy. Well, that confirms it, folks. She looks like a Judy.
She looks like
her
a Judy.
name is Judy.
She must be Judy.
It's fine. But
maybe we can get Judy to come on the show with us. Anyone got connections? Well, probably not. Okay, next. Is it him going around town now?
No, Do you want to talk about that?
No,
or not?
go ahead. We got a minute. So you talk about what you want to talk about.
What I want to talk about is Russell Westbrook's comments on his other sports, like how he was saying that he played tennis, football, and all that stuff. What do you guys think about that? Him being like a natural athlete.
I think we can tell he's a natural athlete.
Did he say he played tennis or he could play tennis?
I think he said he played. He said he played.
You say he played. That's funny to picture, isn't it? Like the most explosive, just like angry guy ever. Like, let's go. Like, I imagine him like having a service ace.
Yeah.
I imagine Westbrook, if he played tennis, like he always hits like a really powerful serve, and it either hits the net or it's an ace. You know, like I just see him just really going after it and going hard like the whole like match, just trying to hit the tennis ball as hard as he can.
Well, they asked him, in football, what did he play? And he said running back and linebacker. And he's like, I like linebacker because he likes to hit. So, yeah, I mean, he's an aggressive guy. So, well, that's it today for What's Going On.
Thank you, Ike and Brad. Real quick, what's coming up in the Vista?
Well, like I said, I'm probably going to write a column about looking back at Sam Presti over the years, just how we've gotten to this point, how it's very real possibility, folks, that Durant and Westbrook or one of them could be gone. Because of the way this roster has been constructed. Maybe both. Yeah, exactly. And UCO had a softball tournament this weekend. We probably got that going live pretty soon, probably this evening or tomorrow.
How'd they do?
They went 1-2, and they had it tied up going into Sunday, but Sunday they had a interesting game. So you guys just have to read about it. And then the basketball teams went up to Kansas this weekend, dueled with Washburn. So it was pretty good contest up there. So you guys have to read about it.
Where can we look this up online, Brad?
ucentralmedia.com. Those two stories are probably going to be up either this evening or tomorrow, like I said. We've got some other stories on there right now, some NBA power rankings. Also looking at top NFL free agents for this summer if you were looking for some NFL news. So
sounds good.
Some good stuff.
That has been all for the Matt Wallen Show. We will be back Wednesday, and we will discuss, hopefully, stuff on a happier note.
Hopefully so.
Hopefully.
See you guys Wednesday.
See you Wednesday. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at MW_show. Email us at themattwallenshow@gmail.com. What else? Like us on Facebook and the blog to listen to the show, or watch, I guess, because it is a video. There's no video with it, really. It's just our logo. Is at themattwallenshow.blogspot.com. Have a good one, guys, and we'll see you Wednesday.
KZUC LP Edmond.
Your station, 99.3.
Celebrating 125 years of excellence at UCO.
We play the best music.
Can't get it anywhere else.
UCO's best mix.
New Central